back to the channel. Welcome to a Sacred Union Energy Update mini reading. As I had said in some of the last Sacred Union Energy updates, energy is shifting pretty quickly right now. There's a lot of forward momentum that is happening, especially as we move into autumn, spring if you're in the southern hemisphere, and towards the equinox and the solstice energy. So for the remainder of the year, there's going to be a lot of forward momentum. There's even going to be a lot of action in your physical world, changes in your physical world, or especially aligning energetically. But as things align energetically, things naturally shift and change in your physical world. So we're going to be doing some more of these mini readings as I'm called to, and this is one of them. I felt the energy calling, so of course I want to sit down and see what was going on. So I pulled some cards already. Check out the most recent Sacred Union energy updates. I also have a new pickup pile available here on the channel. We're going to be doing some of those every once in a while, so make sure you're checking that out for your sacred journey, for where you are on your own ascension path. Because remember, even though you're doing this in partnership with another, this is your own ascension journey. This is your sacred union path of ascension. Also, a quick announcement. It is September. Happy September. It is my birthday month. My birthday comes at the end of the month. And I always like to give back in some way. And the way that I'm doing that this month is I am halting the billing cycle for Patreon subscribers, and I'm making this month's content free and available to the public. So if you would like access to previous months' readings, exclusive channelings, and live stream events, then make sure that you are subscribing. You will be billed if you're not a subscriber, but if you are a subscriber, then payment is halted and everything is free and accessible. So make sure that you're checking that out. We'll have the monthly channeling going up sometime towards the end of the week. Okay, so what is going on here? Holy cow, there's a momentous shift that is happening. We have the masculine, we have the feminine, and then we have union energies I was called to pull as well. We're going to start with the masculine here. We have the moth, and I'm pretty sure the last time I used this was just a couple of weeks ago. This card came out for the masculine, I'm pretty sure. And it was a similar message. It was like the moth to the flame. The moth is the energy of, it's like being called to the light. That's the saying, that's the phrase, like a moth to a flame. He's being called to the light. He's being called to a greater awakening, to a greater ascension. He might have thought that he was awakened. He might have thought that he was going through ascension before. He might have thought that he was going through changes and healing, etc. He might have been very comfortable or complicit in his life, but he didn't realize that there was a very stagnant energy that was occurring for him. He was repeating patterns. He was repeating cycles. He was stuck in old mindsets, beliefs, patterns, traumas. Didn't realize that this connection really awakened him, and it's drawing him upwards. It's drawing him to his truth. He might have thought that he knew himself, but that was an old version of himself, or that was a false sense of self. And this is getting to the truth of the matter. This is getting to the heart of the matter. The light is really drawing him back to himself, back to the soul of his self, his true sovereign and authentic self. Releasing a lot of that ego, releasing a lot of that self-identifying energy. Even if you're an awakened person, or even if you are going through the process of ascension and releasing a lot of ego, even if you know what ego is, a lot of unconscious masculines or unconscious energies don't even know what ego is. But even if they're aware of ego, there's more ego traps. There's spiritual ego. There's, other things that you identify with. There's pride. There is stubbornness. There is resistance. All of that is ego. And once you allow yourself to just go with the flow and allow yourself to be the light and embody the light and embody the heart center, that's when you're really stepping into the seat of the soul. That's when you are really being your true authentic self. You're following the soul self. It looks different for the masculine and the feminine. We always talk about that. The journey looks a little bit different for the masculine and the feminine. How they approach this looks a little bit different, but the underlying energy is the same. It's allowing your light to shine. It's allowing yourself to embody the truth of who you are. They're also drawing me to the energy of the caterpillar. The caterpillar becomes both the moth and the butterfly. You know, it doesn't know when it's going to the cocoon who it's going to become. It just knows that it's transforming, and that's this energy here. There's not one that's better or worse. They're reminding me that it's kind of like a poor analogy, because as humans, we tend to think that, oh, the butterfly is beautiful and the moth is maybe not so much. So it's like, well, there you put a split, there you put a separation or a division, there you create some kind of hierarchy or contrast. And Spirit's saying, no, that's why it's a poor analogy. The analogy is, you don't know who you're going to become when you're going into the chrysalis, when you're going into the cocoon. You don't know how you're going to be transforming, but no matter what, you recognize that you have wings. You have wings and you can shine, and the light calls you. The light calls you upwards. I'm just seeing almost like rising through the chakra system. We had talked about that in one of the previous Sacred Union energy updates. Actually, I think it was Soul Merge. The sacred channeling over on my sister channel, Susan Dawn Ascension Connections. Make sure you're subscribed over there as well. It's this calling upwards, calling up the soul of yourself, allowing yourself to really rise and shine. So this is really transformative energy. I feel like they're really being guided towards that light of themselves. And I feel like that light is also you, Divine Feminines. They're recognizing that you've been shining the light for them, that you've been a guiding light for them, and now they're really allowing themselves to accept that, see that, recognize that, and allow for that transformation. This is heart chakra opening. They're allowing for their heart to open. They're allowing for their heart to open to this connection. They're allowing for this heart to open to love. I'm gonna get, I'm gonna do this first. Okay, so for the Divine Feminine, we have the raccoon. It's a string. Look at the colors here. It's that black and the white, the duality, the yin and the yang. What I'm getting is like, here is the light and here is the darkness, but it's like almost like the Divine Feminine is hiding away a little bit. Almost like there's this feeling, especially with the rest of these cards here, with the Hermit energy here as well, is this feeling of protecting oneself. It's this feeling of hiding oneself away, guarding oneself, not wanting yourself to be known. Now, I don't feel like that's as far as the rest of her life, but as far as this connection, I feel like she's really protecting herself. And look at this as well. You have the feminine, masculine energies. You have the yin and the yang depicted in these symbols as well. The dueling, the opposites. So I feel like the Divine Feminine, she has really been through this journey. She's really been through a lot of difficulty and struggle, and it's almost like she's hiding a piece of herself. Now they're giving me the go ahead. I channeled a message yesterday, and I want to share it with you guys because I'd use this deck, and that's why I'm using this deck today. I want to see a little bit more of what was going on because a lot of you guys resonated with what I channeled. The written channeling is available on my Instagram, Facebook, as well as the community tabs here. So make sure that you're following me on those social platforms for much more. So, excuse my voice. It's very early here. Okay, so I said there's an energy of nostalgia coming through in this spread. It was the Star, the Four of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune with the World at the bottom of the deck. So there's an energy of nostalgia coming through in this spread. I'm actually picking up on some Six of Cups energy, wherein it feels like both counterparts are feeling the heart pulled towards each other, but both are holding back, each with reasons of their own. For one counterpart, which feels more like the masculine energy over here, they are recognizing their heart's deepest wish, where they had previously avoided tuning into their heart space and the depth of emotion that resides there. They're now experiencing an awakening to their heart's desire. That's this feeling of being attracted to the light. Their light is pulling them up. They're recognizing the light. They're not, it's almost like this energy of they were so stuck in the old version of themselves, in the old patterns, in the old life, in the old experiences, in the old pain and trauma, in the darkness, and that comfort. It's like that's what they knew, so that's where they stayed. And now it's like the light is showing them that there's a different way of being, that there's a new way of being, that they can move themselves out of that pain, out of that struggle, that they don't have to exist in that, but that is their power. This is calling them to their power. It's calling back to the Sacred Union energy update that we did earlier this week. I'll link it in the description box because this is piggybacking off of that energy. It's calling them to that power. It's calling them to that sovereignty. It's calling them to that to that rising energy within them. And what's rising is the soul. It's what's expanding is the heart, where they had not really recognized or allowed that, or they had avoided that by avoiding their emotions. They had resisted this heart expansion. By resisting this connection, they had resisted that expansion. So they're really being called to shine and light up and rise. This is a new experience for this person and can feel overwhelming at times. In the past, they often felt trapped in their mind about it and would become over analytical, which created anxiety and a stagnant energy within them. They may have even experienced a stagnancy in their life, as if the wheel stopped turning and nothing was happening as they replayed the same cycles and patterned loops. I do see them breaking free from this as they end a pattern and allow the energy to flow again, particularly as they step out of their guarded nature and open up to this connection in which they feel a deep and sacred bond to their partner. Again, they are feeling the light of their divine feminine. They are feeling the heart expansion. They are feeling the emotion, and they're now allowing themselves to go towards that light rather than rejecting it, rather than neglecting themselves, rather than betraying themselves really by their resistance. And through their stubborn energy, through their putting up a wall, they're allowing themselves to come forward. I'm going to talk a little bit about that more with this energy here. For the divine feminines here, we had said for the other partner or the feminine energy, I feel as if there's still hope within their heart when it comes to this connection, though it's buried deep. This is what they're kind of hiding away, almost as if they're not allowing it to come to the surface out of a sense of self-protection. This energy here, the hiding, the not wanting to come out into the light, because it's almost like I've been burned by that light so many times. I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of opening my heart. I'm afraid of letting down that guard. It's almost like she's saying, this connection, this journey has burned me so many times. How do I allow myself to fully embrace this? They know how they and their counterpart are experiencing a sacred bond. They intuitively feel how connected they are and continue to be, but the lack of action, expression, and forward movement, again being burned, between the two has them guarding their energy and refocusing their attention to other areas of their life. Again, I feel like they're shining and allowing themselves to shine and be seen and step into their divine essence and really claim their space and claim their life in other areas. But when it comes to love, when it comes to this connection, there's this real sense of hiding. There's this real sense of turning away. There's this real sense of, nope, I'm burying it down deep. I'm not going to get burned again. They know that a significant cycle or part of their journey has come to a close and are beginning to open up to receiving their wish, however that comes in, knowing that the universe is supporting them. The wheel is beginning to turn for both counterparts. Okay, so I do feel like both counterparts have this kind of lone wolf kind of energy, or they have had that in the past. This energy came in a couple of readings and channelings in the recent, readings that we've done. It's this energy of they both felt like that lone wolf. Divine feminine felt very abandoned and rejected from her counterpart. Divine masculine felt like, I can do it on my own. I don't need a partner. I don't want a partner. Or that's what they were saying to themselves, neglecting or rejecting their own heart's desire. But wolves travel in packs. There is community, there is connection, and there is bond that is experienced there, and they realize that they don't have to do it all themselves. I can't remember what the channeling was. It was either on my sister channel or it was in a reading that we did here, but this wolf energy came through and we channeled it very much in depth. If you guys remember that, put a link in the description box below or let me know. I cannot remember at this time what that reading was, but it was very much in depth of this energy. Well, this energy is really shifting from that lone wolf energy to recognizing this pact, this bond, this connection, and not wanting to do it on your own anymore. It's like, I've traveled on my own for so far. It's almost what I'm hearing is like, now I want to be domesticated. Now I've traveled the tundra, I've been wild and free, and now I want to be domesticated. I want to curl up on a couch and have loving arms around me. That's what this energy is. It's like, because it's the canine energy. It's like the wolf or the dog is a descendant of the wolf. It's that energy here. It's like now it's like they want to settle in, they want to settle down, they want to be domesticated, but there's still freedom in domestication. You know, domestication isn't anything negative. It's just wanting that comfort, wanting that partnership. Interesting. We have a little ant. Hello. We have a little ant making itself running across. And that's it too. Like the ants, you know, they work in partnership. They work in unison. They work as a whole in like this group unit. That's what it feels like this is. That's what it feels like this is. Okay, so let's get more to the divine masculine here. We have strength. We have the Mother of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups, and we have the Six of Cups. This is that nostalgic reunion energy that I was really feeling. I feel like the masculine is gaining the strength to come forward towards the divine feminine represented here in that emotion, because they're feeling that nostalgia, they're feeling that connection, they're feeling that bond. And I love how he's offering her a flower. I love how he's offering her a rose. This is an offering. It's like it's interesting, the dichotomy here, because you have the lion who is strength and powerful and fierce and all that stuff. It's masculine energy, right? But then you have the gentle presence of the rose and the divine masculine. It's like this is his emotions, and he's saying, you know what, I know that roses have thorns, but I'm not going to be afraid of this anymore. I'm not going to be afraid of my emotions. I'm not going to be afraid of offering my love to you, even if there's potential of the thorns hurting me. This is him taking a risk. This is him getting enlightenment with the infinity symbol here, gaining enlightenment of the beautiful bond that you both share, the infinite bond that you both share, and saying, you know what, I'm going to take a leap of faith. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to risk getting hurt, because the risk of not having you in my life, of not connecting with you, is too great. The pain of not having you is too great. The risk of coming towards you with this love offering, with this rose, is greater than the risk of pain and getting burned. This is somebody who is starting to understand their emotions and not avoiding their emotions anymore, starting to really feel them and feel the power and the strength that comes with acknowledging and feeling your emotions. I'm getting reminded of fairly recently, I feel like it was this past summer, my divine masculine said something to me. He said, I feel like so much keeps getting in the way of our union. And he used that specific word, which really caught me off guard. He said, I feel like so much keeps getting in the way of our union. And at the time, I just wanted to say, yeah, like it's you, like yourself. You keep blocking this. You keep holding yourself back from emotions. I feel like they're beginning to understand this. This is that kind of enlightenment that I feel like they're beginning to understand. And now they're having the courage to acknowledge that and come forward. They want to plant new roots. They understand that alone, it's almost like you can get through life alone. But when you are anchored in, when you are connected with somebody who lovingly supports you in unconditional patience and love and support and encouragement, the nurturing energy, the strength that the divine feminine offers, when you're connected to each other, and that's not negating what the divine masculine does for the feminine, but we're talking about the masculine right now. When you connect, you anchor in, you're stronger, the roots are there. Nothing can uproot you then, because you're doing it together. You're doing it in harmony. You're doing it in balance. You're doing it in the foundation of love. And nothing can uproot the foundation of love. They're beginning to really understand this. Divine feminines, over here, you are feeling the pull of the masculine energy. And again, it's like this. You're seeing the masculine like this. You're seeing the masculine in hermit mode. You're seeing the masculine withdrawn, and that's where you've kind of withdrawn. But it's like you're still holding the light for them. In your deepest heart of hearts, you're still holding that light for them, holding space for them and loving them. The love, even if you're disconnected, even if you're in so-called perceived separation, the love always exists because you are always connected. That is the sacredness, the sanctity, the beauty of this love that you share. It is always there. The 3D looks a little bit heartbreaking though. The 3D looks a little bit difficult. The 3D looks like you're doing this on your own. And it's almost like you needed that to show yourself, hey, I can step into an energy of stability and security. I can step into understanding my own masculine in a healthy way versus the unhealthy way that I was in before. Before divine feminines, many divine feminines I should say, was in a very over masculinated energy because they suppressed their own feminine energy because they didn't have a masculine who could support them or protect them or make them feel safe energetically. So they felt like they had to do it all themselves. And that steps you, or that makes you step into an over masculinated energy, which suppresses your feminine. And over the course of this journey, she has learned how to balance that in a very healthy way. She has learned how to step into her feminine energy, which is this Nine of Pentacles, which is I know how to love myself. I know how to honor myself. I know how to cherish myself while also being in a place of stability and security within myself, in a place of balance. I know how to be in this place of self empowerment where I'm not giving myself up or over to another person. I know how to be in my wholeness. That's this energy here. She's learned how to step into that power. She's learned how to step into that energy. And because of that, she is just in a really good place in her life, a really positive place in her life where everything's coming in for her. She's shining her light. She is embodying love. She's embodying her wholeness, her self empowerment, her own sovereignty, her own sacred feminine essence, which is her core essence, which she has really learned how to embrace and embody and step into while also allowing her own inner masculine to step up. But she wants that masculine partner. And I feel like she's holding space for that. It's like she's recognizing, though, she's here over here in this energy and she's feeling that the masculine, she's not seeing that the masculine is wanting this, is wanting to reunite. She's not seeing that the masculine is wanting to put down roots. Again, that settle down energy. She's not seeing that. She sees the masculine just standing and she's like, okay, well, you're just going to be a lone tree. You're just going to stand here. You're just going to be that. She's seeing the masculine in his hermit mode and his turtle mode, just really being very slow. She's not seeing all of the energy that's coming through, and it's making her just kind of want to retreat into her own sense of independence. Like I said in the channeling, the written channeling that I just read, she does feel like she's opening up to the unfolding and whatever wants to come in for her. But when it comes to this connection, she's not fully seeing the full picture. In fact, I feel like she's really losing hope. I'm going to go here really quick to the Divine Feminine. How is she feeling about the Divine Masculine? She's still feeling that spark. She's still feeling that connection. She always feels that connection, but there's been so much heartbreak here. There's been so much disconnection. It's like, where's the other half? Where's the other half of my heart? I've learned how to create wholeness within myself. I've learned how to heal myself. I've learned how to step in my own power and love myself so fully so that there is a full heart. She's not half of a soul. She's not half of a heart. But when it comes to connection, when it comes to that sacred bond with another person, when it comes to divine masculine, she's feeling the absence. And she's like, where is it? Where is it? It's just not here. There's so much heartbreak related to that. It almost feels like to her, where have you been? You've never been here. Where have you been? If she's feeling really neglected and abandoned here. She's healed herself. She recognizes that there hasn't been lack. She recognizes that she has always been connected with her counterpart. That's that sacred union. She always feels that sacred union within herself. She knows across space and time that there is love there. But when it comes to the physical experience, she's like, where is it? Where are you? So there's a lot of heartbreak and pain that's being experienced right now. Over here, the divine masculine wants to communicate, wants to step forward, is getting the strength to step forward and communicate. Perhaps even writing a letter, perhaps even writing a song, or I'm getting journaling, maybe even journaling and sharing their feelings and their emotions in a journal as a gift to the divine feminine. There's a number of ways that this is coming forward. I'm getting drawn to the letter here. It says, "Dear my love, I have been thinking about you." I don't know what the rest of this says, but thinking about you, this is really beautiful. I feel like they want to communicate. They want to express their emotions. They want to express how they're really feeling, and they're gaining the courage to do that, to step forward. Here we have, there's a lot of forgiveness for the self that is really taking root here, forgiving the self, and that is what is giving them strength. They know that the divine feminine forgives them. Well, they might be becoming aware that the divine feminine forgives them, that is a core essence of the divine feminine, is that forgiveness. It's that unconditional love. That's not to say there's an excusing or a justifying of behaviors or mistreatment that the divine feminine experience. That's where the divine masculine has to come in with expressions of acknowledgement and even forgiveness of themselves, apologies perhaps, acknowledging, hey, I know that I didn't treat you like you deserved. I know that I didn't love you as you deserved or as you needed. I know that I wasn't there for you, or whatever this is. They know that there's a sense of self-forgiveness and there's forgiveness that's needed from the divine feminine, but they're also acknowledging that unconditional love from the divine feminine is that the divine feminine is always the energy of forgiveness. She doesn't excuse, she doesn't justify, she doesn't make excuses, but there is always that undercurrent energy of forgiveness. Divine masculine is beginning to really understand what unconditional love is and what that experience really feels like. Divine feminine, you have the solar plexus energy that's growing, this sense of love, this sense of passion. And I feel like this is really a sense of love and passion for your life. I feel like this is really a growing sense of self-worth, a sense of self-honoring. Again, there is a lot of heartbreak and a lot of pain here, but I feel like the more you love yourself and the more you honor yourself, the more that's being mended, the more that is healing here. The more you recognize yourself for yourself, the more this energy is being healed. We have emotion here, a lot of emotion being experienced between the two. Again, a bouquet of flowers. A lot of that flowers might mean something to someone, but a lot of emotion that's being experienced between the two, where emotion was really suppressed. Now it's balancing out. There's this sense of balance that's being experienced. There's a sense of freedom that's being experienced between the two. Recognizing that you neither controlled each other, or you can't control each other, that there was not this forceful energy. You're releasing that need to control your journey. You're releasing that codependent energy, that attachment, that need, that clinging to. You've released all of that. And so it's bringing through a sense of freedom, releasing the pressure and just allowing yourselves to feel the emotion and love each other. And that is what is bringing through this recognition of, I've been a lone wolf all my life. I'm ready for that partnership. I'm ready for that connection. I'm ready for this, truly, this sacred union. All right, you guys, that is going to be it for today. I'm sending you so much love and so much light, and we'll see you next time. Bye.